Come on, please. Yes! 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 Yes!
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is episode number 33 of the 9 Dart Podcast, your one-stop shop for talking tungsten. Lorenzo and Josh with one of the biggest episodes we've ever done. I shouldn't say best before, 10 seconds into the pod. But Josh is across from me as always. Australian flag is out. This is the week we've been waiting for. How are you, Josh?
Oh, I'm so well. I've been thinking about this week, this podcast, this episode for so long.
Yes.
And today is the day. This is the week. The ANZ Premier League, Saturday night. John Cain, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling so excited. I am in my Stephen Bunting shirt because Stephen was a winner at the weekend. Whether you do it 1 double 16 or 13 double 10 or however you do it, 33 is a great number for us this week. And I've just realised, Josh, you talk about the Basel European Tour event. I'm going to work. I think I left my phone behind there, but I need it for the next bit. So you talk about how excited you are about this episode, Swiss Darts Trophy.
Absolutely.
Melbourne Premier League night. It's such a big week in darts coming up.
For
World
sure.
Grand Prix starting as well.
Yes, there is so much going on, and we had the Swiss Darts Trophy. And it was a fantastic weekend, wasn't it? There was so much going on, so many good moments, a few interesting moments as well, with some players going down we didn't think would happen. But overall, it was a pretty good event, in my opinion.
It was a pretty good event. There were some great events over the weekend, and as the title and thumbnail suggests, we are going to be talking about both the World Grand Prix, Mark Decker on the thumbnail this week, after his big win last year at the Grand Prix, and of course the ANZ Premier League coming up. But in terms of crazy moments, we have a few. I'm going to play this off my phone here. Amazing piece of commentary. So this is the African Darts qualifier for the World Championship. We'll talk about the winner later in the program. Here, Patrick, he wanted 110. He gets the treble 20. He'll go my way, 14 double 18. Looking for my favourite double, of course. And then the commentary, just listen all the way to the end here. Craig Hutchison would be proud of this sponsor plug. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
Here we go.
36. Oh no, he rushed that dart a bit too much. I think he should have taken his time. He should have had a drink of water. He should have had a sip of this crystal oxy-rich water coming in from our sponsors, Safari Water.
What a sponsor plug.
Safari
right at the
Water.
End, Safari Water is in the background there. Kindly getting, Craig Hutchison, who for non-Australian listeners of the podcast is a famous... Sorry, I'm just having a look at some other AFL-related news on my phone. We'll get away for that and reflect on that later. Craig Hutchison, a famous... media mogul, I guess we call him now, former journalist in Australia, and his networks are noted for their many sponsorships. That's a plug that he would have been very proud of. So that was quite funny. But what was fantastic was Johnny Tata, who we'll talk about later, hitting a 9-dart finish at the DP at ANZ weekend in the final event.
It's an incredible commentary.
This was the final
here too.
event, Pro Tour 12, and they were building it up from the first visit
He's
as
in
well.
the mood. Here we go.
Yes.
19s.
Yes.
Double 12.
Yes, and the room goes wild. Johnny Tata hit a 9-darter at the DPNZ. We've gone too far. But in Switzerland, they were for the PDC this weekend at the Swiss Darts Trophy, and it was the great man himself, the number 2 seed, as Littler wasn't there, nor MVG, Stephen Bunting, picking up another European Tour title this year. The number 2 seed was the man to impress on the weekend. 99 average, he beats Chris Landman in his opening game, then beating Christoph Ratajski, who had a good enough weekend to qualify for the Grand Prix, beating Van Barneveld, who did enough to also get to the Grand Prix, then beating Van Veen, and then going on to beat Luke Woodhouse, who was one of our positive surprise. This is the time of year you want to be winning tournaments, Josh, as we get to the big ones, and Stephen's done exactly that against some good quality as well. Quality field, as they always are with these European tours. Doubles wasn't picturesque all the way through, but scoring was on point and doing enough to win and win comfortably in the final, at least 103.9 average. Stephen Bunting in form, which is what I want to be saying.
Absolutely. Well, basically all of his games were over 100 average. He had he just had 99.
Only that 99.18
just under.
was the lowest average of his weekend.
101. Where are we?
101 again.
101 again.
101 in those three,
104,
and then up to basically 104. So
very consistent. Very good.
Very consistent and playing at that high level, which again is what we want to see. And after I was complaining about him, was it last week or the week before? I think it might have been last week. When he blew a 5-2 lead against Juba Tricole. He flopped. And into the best story, as so many flops have done this particular year. Come on, Stephen. Great stuff. Winning the Swiss Darts Trophy. But guys who impressed on the weekend, Luke Woodhouse getting the final, and Core Decker making a semi-final, the Norwegian, who the tour Norwegian. Every now and then he reminds us that he's not to be written off too often. 100 average there against Chris Dobie in that particular win. That was very much above anything else. That 100 average, that 96 against Johnny, winning in the last leg decider, was
so close.
His best performances, but he scraped through there in last leg deciders.
He did,
which should give him confidence for the rest of the year.
Dobie averaged 106 as well, so he was playing pretty well. But no, good to see these guys sort of progressing and being pretty good opponents. And obviously had a very close game, against Johnny, and then obviously went down to Woodhouse, who was pretty good this week as well. So. A very good week for him as well, so he should be pretty happy with himself.
I guess you could also throw in as positive side Raymond van Barneveld needing to get to a quarterfinal and getting to a quarterfinal.
So now he is
So he is in Leicester and he will play this weekend. But the three big names who will not be there, Dave Chisnall, who we talked about on the podcast, basically assuming he would get in on the Pro Tour if he dropped out of the 16. Well, he hasn't. He's 17 on both qualification methods. So poor Dave Chisnall misses out. Michael Smith, we knew he was missing out, and Dimitri Vandenberg there as well. Are these three going to continue to slide down, you reckon? Or well, you could have a combination of slide down, or is this, especially Dave Chisnall is probably the main one there, is this just sort of a blip on the radar and we're back on everything else? Or with the quality of the young guys we're seeing get through into tournaments like Van Veen and Springer and those likes. Well, Josh Rock's gone beyond that now. He's a bit older and he's now top 10 in the world.
He's in that higher echelon for sure.
Yeah, but now with these young guys coming through, I mean, the quality on just the Pro Tour order of merit. Van Veen, Neumann was the other great youngster. Nico Springer coming through, and quality of guys just missing out, and who may very well be in events going forward. Are we just going to see this continue just sort of sliding down the Werner rankings ladder for these three?
For Chizzy, no. I think it's just a little blimp and he'll be back up. Vandenberg also... It's a hard one. It's a hard one. I'm not sure.
That's why I'm here to. I want answers to these questions. I'm struggling to see for Vandenberg and Smith particularly at the moment. I think we're going to see them continue to go down. Chizzy, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I was going to say
I wouldn't be. He might struggle
Smith
to get back into this top 16 with the European Tour the way it is and the seedings. He may still very well get in tournaments other ways around it, but yeah, that might be the development for him at the moment.
Yeah. I see. It's so sad to see, but I think Smith will keep sliding. But we want him. We want to see him do well.
Proven wrong, and
please prove me wrong.
Turn around and
I would really love to see him do well.
All you need is a tournament or two to really relaunch your career if you're on the slide down or on the way up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think but as the way things stand at the moment, it's hard to see where that form is coming from for Vandenberg and Smith, who were winning majors like 2 years ago, or in Vandenberg's case,
with ease as well,
and a half ago, and winning them comfortably. Chizzy, well, that's a sort of hold your tickets on Chizzy at the moment.
I agree.
It could very well go in that slide, but this is the first big one he's missed in ages, so it's hard to say right now whether that's the case. So we'll hold off on them. But them missing out certainly was a big flop there. 12 months have not been good enough to get into this strong tournament, and neither has Richie Edhouse, and this disappointed me because I was watching Richie Edhouse on the European Tour, I remember, in the first half of last year, and thinking, for when we get to the match play, he'll really he'll be one to watch. And then he lost first round of the match play, but he went on and won that European Championship. But at the moment, he's sort of gone back to where he was probably always going to be, which is sort of living around the threshold of the top 32, sort of peaking and troughing in and around there, whereas he's currently 28 in the world, but he will not be at the European Championship. The only way is if enough guys... I don't know where he is on the reserved list, but he's outside the 32 at the moment. He's outside the green, and I don't know what the reserve list is like. They never tell us until guys have been eliminated. So unless enough guys drop out, there were 4 guys on the reserve list who made it to the Swiss Stars Trophy event on the weekend. So if enough guys drop out where Ed House is there, I don't know how exactly, if it's done on Pro Tour Order of Merit or rankings or how exactly that's even done. But if enough guys drop out leading into the tournament, then maybe we will see. Maybe we'll see him given one more chance, but at the moment, I don't think that will be happening. So for now, he's out and will not be defending. It's going to read funny on the Wikipedia. Richie Headhouse was the defending champion, but failed to qualify for the event, which is something. But
Strange,
that's top level sport. You got to be in. It's for
brutal.
the best.
It's brutal.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why, legends from the 80s and 90s aren't playing anymore, because if they were playing now, they'd be like, the best cricketers of the 90s would be averaging like 15 now, and you'd be yanked out of the side. Like, are you really sure you'd be here? It's got to be the best of the best. That's what makes it a great watch. And unfortunately for Richie Edhouse, who looked like he was going to squeeze in towards the bottom of that bracket for a lot of this year on the European Championship Order of Merit, but he's going to miss out, barring a miracle, at the moment.
That's right.
Now we get into the part of the show I'm most interested for you to talk about. Before we get to Australia, let's start in Leicester, given we're talking about PDC guys to kick off the show. We'll get to the affiliates in a moment. The World Grand Prix. I like this event. The double start makes things really interesting. It's a one of a kind. It's like the UK Open with the open draw and the World Cup with the pairs. It's just something different. And we're going to talk perhaps in the next few weeks a topic that I've been thinking about a while about bringing in a Ryder Cup or Laver Cup-esque event after seeing how those two events have been held in the last few
Rumble,
weeks.
we've been thinking about it for ages.
We've been the Royal Rumble, like bring back the news of the world, best of 3. But double start and set play as well. So we're sort of merging a couple of brilliant.
Set play is also so interesting.
Yeah,
really is.
Changes. The dynamic of the matches are interesting. Looking at the 32 we've got and the 16 opening matches, there are a few that have to stand out. If we look at on Monday the 6th of October local time that evening, which will be the morning of Tuesday for us Aussies, Rob Cross and Wessel Nunn will get the tournament underway. Martin Schindler will play Christoph Ratajski. Chris Dobie's playing Cameron Menzies. Based on what happened at the World Series finals, where they played the worst televised darts match I've ever seen, that could be a pain with double start. James Wade, Joe Cullen, they played each other at the match play as well, I think. On the same night as Menzies hit the 180 bust. Noppet Watamina, that could be an interesting one. Luke Humphreys, Nathan Aspinall to Premier League semi-final. They play each other in the Premier League semi-final earlier in the year. Gary Anderson and Raymond van Barneveld, 2 stalwarts. And then finishing off with the match, we'll be very interested to see Stephen Bunting and Nico Springer, the 2 most recent European Tour champions, meeting. Then Damon Heta gets us underway on what will be Wednesday morning Australian time. That match will be like 4 a.m. on the East Coast. And like 2 or 1 or whatever it is in his hometown of Perth against Luke Woodhouse. Ross Smith will play Daryl Gurney, Johnny Clayton, Andrew Gildinger, and Price Ryan Searle. Luke Littler plays Hyun Van Veen, who must be the most unluckiest man in darts because he's got Luke in the World Match Play and the other Luke in the Grand Prix first round. Van Goen plays Van Dyvenbode, which could be anything. Peter Wright plays Mike Decker. Wright lovers, but this could very well be his last match in the Grand Prix. And then Josh Rock against Ryan Joyce, which is an interesting one because they played each other last year and Ryan Joyce won. He played a really good weekend with the double start format, and if he gets away on double 16, I think the thing that will decide this match is if Joyce can get away better than Rock, which is what it is for a lot of these matches.
Pretty much.
That's the one where I'm most interested with the double start element to this.
I've said to you time and time again, if you don't get away within the first 3 to 6, then you're a long way back, especially if your opponent gets it on the first
These guys are going in at 33% on the outer ring. So if you've taken 2 visits and you're still not off at this level, you're most likely going to be punished unless you're Mark Dudbridge. Then you climb back as he did in that famous match in 07. What are the matches you're most interested in seeing? I'm gunning up Anderson Van Barneveld, 2 legends. Littler Van Veen just intrigues me so much. Obviously Bunting Springer on recent form.
Put in the bracket.
There we go. Oh, I hadn't done that. So that's the order of play, the schedule of play.
Yeah, I just got what I could have got up.
Yep.
So, a few interesting matches there. Nico Springer. Bunting, that's been one to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes after his
Stephen
fantastic
Bunting last
victory.
year, it will be interesting for the double start. Stephen Bunting nearly beat Luke Humphries 6-0 in legs.
Yes.
I was going to say choked. That's probably not fair. Humphries turned it around more than Stephen went backwards in that particular first round tie. That was back when there was only top 8 seeded. Now it's top 16, which avoids that potential drama with the number 9 in the world playing number 1 in the first round. So thank goodness they changed that. Bunting Springer is the interesting one because they've got the form. They've got the form.
They're in
coming
good form.
in with the titles. So that's
the last
most
fortnight,
interesting one. So that's interesting. Now, here's a stat I've been thinking about the last couple of weeks I want to share with you. Damon Heta has never won a game of the World Grand Prix.
Really?
He has lost.
Wow.
This will be his 5th tournament. He's lost in the first round 4 times, all of them 2-1 in sets. So he's gone down right at the end. And in 2 of those matches, he had actually a better 3-dot average. And in one of those matches, it was exactly the same, rounded to 2 decimal places. So he actually has played well, but he's never won at the Grand Prix. Littler hasn't either, but he's in his 2nd tournament. He lost to Cross last year.
Can he break the hoodoo?
That's
the question. I hope so.
What he did at the match play and win for the first time and then go on and win the title.
Yes.
That would be a very Luke Littler thing to do. Who do you like to maybe win this? Shall we throw in those? It's an interest. Can you give me semi-finalists if you're looking at the bracket? Doing it that way.
Sure. I'm just gonna go from here again. I've liked Josh Rock for ages. I think he's a good crack at it for sure.
But he's in that same. He's going to have to meet Littler probably in the quarterfinals if they meet each other. So,
I'm aware. I'm aware.
All right, good. I'm just making sure you're fully aware with how it works.
Yes. And then other side.
We may very well see. They got to win, of course, but we may very well see a Price Rock 2nd round match, then Littler versus winner of that quarterfinal match, which is just insane.
Anderson Barney will be interesting.
Barney is so.
The two veterans going at it.
Barney got a slightly better first round. Well, maybe he hasn't got the worst first round draw, but so often guys who just squeeze into tournaments or had to do a lot to get in. He finished finishing 15th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit, so he didn't squeeze in as much as Andrew Gilding did, who was the 32nd and last guy to get in. But those type of guys tend to. We saw it with James Wade at the World Match Play last year when he just squeezed in and made a semi. So. I was leaning towards him maybe doing something crazy, but then but drawing Anderson makes that a bit harder to forecast into happening. I also thought Mike DeDecker would maybe get a run to a quarterfinals, but he's got to run into Littler or Van Veen in the next round if he beats Wright. So it's just so difficult at the moment. So difficult, which is what makes it fun.
Cross versus Nyman could be interesting as well.
Yep.
Obviously, Westphal Nyman's in good form, and I'll be interested to see how Cross will go.
Yeah, that's one where that might be one. No one's really talked about that, but that could be an upset one for the non-seed there. We've done enough on first round draws. Who wins the tournament, Josh? Maybe give me just a winner or runner-up. If you've got semi-finalists, that's fine. If you don't,
I'll just do winner, runner-up. All right, we'll go Damo.
You reckon Damo?
Damo's going to break the hoodoo and go all the way, and on the other side there, he'll take on Dobie, and he'll win it.
Oh, wow, you're going Damo to win it all.
Header versus Dobie, and Header's going to win it.
I reckon Damo can make a good run towards the end there. I like the little break. Just Johnny in that second round. Oh, I like it.
Johnny has been good. Johnny be good, yes.
I'm going to be boring here, but I think the Lokes are the best in it, and we know Littler's going to come all the way through. But I'm going to keep it with the world number 1 because I like Humphries in double start. He's made the final the last 2 years.
True.
I think double start really suits him. He's very good at getting away on double 16. Yeah. I'm more confident on Humphries getting through. The little quarter he's in, he should breeze through that. With no disrespect to the guys in there, but I think he should at least be making a semi-final. From there, it obviously gets tougher, but I like Humphries to win this tournament. I'm more confident in Humphries winning the tournament than I am on Littler making a final. I know that's easy, but I'm actually pretty confident on Humphries to at least go deep in this tournament. I really like him at double start.
Fascinating. There you go.
And the double start thing is interesting because
fun.
It's so fun, but there's no actual form to go off of because they play one event all year.
It's not.
But they also do have the double out, so you can look at that. It's a checkout percentage. So I'm looking forward to the World Grand Prix, but I'm not looking at. I can't even say this.
Before we go to that, so hopefully we can see a 9 data. We see
9 data.
Dolan 2013. What else? 2011.
Dolan 2011. Thornton and Wade in the same match in 14.
Yes.
Haven't seen it in 11 years. You got to get away on either the bull, double 20, or double 17. They're the only mathematical ways it can be done. So guys like Bunting, who usually starts, who prefers tops.
Most
Littler.
guys go tops, yeah.
A lot of guys really
at
like
least
double 16.
Yeah,
So who are the ones in this?
I think
that are
Damo
most
likes
likely?
double 16.
Yeah, Damo goes double 16. That's
Most
his favourite.
likely, or
For a 9.
for a 9.
Most likely for a 9. Littler, obviously.
Yeah.
You can never count him out, and he loves the ball. Gary, because he knows he can get away on tops. Price as well.
Rock.
Van Gogh, and
He
if he
usually starts on
gets his stuff together, he's missed
Yeah.
like several ball attempts for a 9 dart. He usually gets away on tops because he's thinking
has.
about that.
Mhm.
Even though he's just as good on double 16. Yeah, so very interested to see what happens there. And a 9 dart finish would literally send the roof off the place, as would one if Johnny Tata was able, or someone else was able to replicate what he did this week, because the ANZ Premier League lineup is complete. So, firstly, Simon Whitlock, Raymond Smith, Tim Pusey, Brody Clean, James Bailey, Joe Comito, Johnny Tata, Ben Robb. Before we get to predictions or get excited about Saturday night, that's a great 8.
It is a great 8.
That's as good as an 8 as you could have. I could have if you were just like Lorenzo picked the best 8 possible, 6 Aussies, 2 Kiwis. I think I would have come back with this probably.
Yep.
I think this is the best they could done, and
I
the
agree.
boys have done it through the qualification methods provided.
Yep.
So I think we've got as good quality as we've got in non-tour card holder Oceanic darts
I
at
agree.
the moment.
Obviously, we know Tata and Rob got through from this weekend.
New Zealand.
Yep.
Tata is already in the World Championship, having won the DPNZ Tour, and Ben Robb came through the top 16 qualifier.
Big rig.
For the big rig, which again he was sort of your wild card pick. If it's like the Premier League, where you could just have any big name there who wasn't in, you would have gone Ben Robb as a recognisable, marketable name. So he gets in. I'm very interested to see how this 8 pans out. So Josh, firstly, Saturday night. Don't get ahead of yourself, Lorenzo. Saturday night. There is a sort of small soccer match at the Lakeside Stadium further down the inner city. We don't care about that. John Cain Arena will be the place to be on October the 4th. Because after we sat here so disappointed, 10 months ago when this was first announced, 9.5 months ago, it was first announced and it was supposed to be Cairns in that spot or something.
9 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, however long it was.
Yeah.
It's coming to Melbourne. We are so pumped, so excited.
We were shattered at that moment.
We were shattered when there was no
it was
Melbourne.
Like a knife through the heart, man. And then that day in Davin's class, I still remember it so...
Yeah,
perfectly.
It was like the first thing it said was Melbourne. It's like, what? And it was real, and it's happening, and it's been put together on all the socials. Melbourne, John Cain.
I'll send you that clip of me saying to look for me for sanity check of not being able to believe that
that's
it
what
was
it
in
said.
Melbourne.
It was a sanity check. You didn't actually believe
that
this was actually happening, that they were actually putting
Play
it
that
on
clip.
John Cain. But no, we won't be editing that one in. But
incredible.
It is happening, and we will be there at Saturday, as I said in a previous episode, come hell or high water. Yeah. I'm so much looking forward to it. One thing I would really like sometime soon is an actual bracket or schedule or order of play, because we've got nothing. Mind you, the qualification was decided 2 days ago, so Ben Robb gets through on Monday and he's playing on Saturday, so he's got 2 days to back up there. Now he's 2 or 3 days away from coming to Melbourne, and there might be a change of plans. I don't know what he was planning to do in October and November before this, but he's got to get to hotels. He's got to get to 8 different places around Australia and New Zealand, or at least 7 he needs to get to.
Yeah.
Finals night in Brisbane. Wellington is the New Zealand night. What was going to be my next question? Did you have anything else you wanted to say about how excited you are before I ask you who wins? I want the 4 that make finals night, and I want a winner and a runner-up.
I've got those for you, but before we get to that, I'm just so excited. I'm going to be there bright and early. I'm talking like 5 p.m.
Yeah, so
like
7 p.m.
a good 2 hours early.
7 p.m. start for darts means we're about 10:50. The first match won't be till like 10:50 minutes after the top of the hour. But that's okay. Again, so interested.
Fine.
Ross Bray is going to be there. We're going to be within shouted distance of Ross Bray.
Yeah, can't wait.
It'll be interesting to see if there's any master of ceremonies, what the music's like. Do they play Chase the Sun, or are they more Chelsea Dagger, We'll be interested to see where they go there, or do they do something completely different? What the attendance like, what the feel like, what the atmosphere is. They want to build this with the way it's been advertised and sort of the footage they've shown in like social media clips. They want to make it like the Premier League darts is in Europe.
Party
is that going to happen? We'll
find out. I hope so. I really do.
We must give out one warning. Anyone whistling in the crowd, we will personally just
throw
you out of the venue, because that's doing my head in at the moment. Rowdy fans in after the AFL, obviously that happens in there, and the darts and the Ryder Cup on the weekend where I saw a bunch of stuff on there.
I know Josh Rock. talked about it a couple of days ago in the media, saying they should be chucked down immediately. No,
Phil Taylor said similar
agree.
things.
Yep.
So, so it's a bit of a nightmare at the moment. But anyone who is doing that will not be anymore. We will personally throw you out.
See you later.
But top 4
predictions. Here we go. All right. So my 4: Raymond Smith, Johnny Tata, Pusey, and Whitlock in no particular order.
Yep.
Those 4.
Yep.
And then the 2 that will be... Oh, there you go. Perfect.
I just wanted to go back.
Yeah,
just
excellent.
to remind myself. Of
just to remind.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the 2 that will be in the final, I've gone Tata and Smith. And I think Raymond Smith will win it. He's just in that good form.
Yeah,
He's in incredible form. And obviously...
what he did on the weekend, which we'll get to in a moment, is a big reason behind that. So my 4...
Similar.
I also like Raymond Smith.
Yep.
I also like Tim Pusey. You know, I'm big on the way Pusey's playing at the moment. I think Simon Whitlock will squeeze in there. He'll probably be the 4th one.
Yep.
I don't have Tata in, though. I think he will be around that bubble. I've got Joe Comito because he's just been so dominant on the DPA side of things. I wouldn't be surprised if he even topped this leg or first or second sort of thing. But I don't have him in the final.
Big call.
I'm going to have, as we've seen on the ADA, a Smith-Pusey final.
Yes.
And I'm with you on the way Raymond Smith is playing. He's the best of these 8 in form at the moment. And so we're in agreement, Raymond Smith to make it, but you're going to have Johnny Tata going all the way to the final. I don't have him making finals night. And so put money on James Bailey, everybody.
Have you got a dark horse for me? Someone that might just magically come out of nowhere and might just even qualify?
Johnny Tata is probably that dark horse, most likely of those not 4 to be sort of the next one in there. Yeah, he probably might be the one.
Mine's Kling, for sure.
Yes. I'm not as sold on Kling as everyone else. I need to see a bit more from Brody Kling. He disappointed me when he played Stephen. He did take out a great 161, no doubt.
That was very nice.
I'm not as convinced on Brody Kling as I'm hearing a lot of great things from him. I'm just not as convinced right here, right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, as I've said to you before, I have liked what I've seen from him, but we'll see how he goes. He might prove you wrong and win the whole thing. We don't know.
Very well. I mean, these are 8 great players. So, we both like Raymond Smith to win it all. I like Tim Pusey to get to the final.
Yep.
You've got Tata as well.
Yep.
Whitlock and Joe Comito will also be in and
there and
amongst
about
those.
in that mix. Yep.
Fascinating. It'd be funny for the PDC if they build up this great event, Raymond Smith wins it, and then he heads off to Lakeside.
Yeah. Well, that's looking what's going to happen, probably.
That may very well happen.
Yes.
Right.
We didn't move on because time is ticking. We got some excellent stuff from Raymond Smith on the current Darts of Australia status. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
Players in Australia that just turn away from the game because there's no opportunities. We are retaining a lot more talent now because of the opportunities that come from like ADA. We can play on stage. At one point, with the World Series, we used to have 2 World Series events in Australia, and there was opportunities there. So there was a lot of
maybe even 3 at one point.
Interest, and then that's died off for the last 3 years. You really need more purposeful tournaments, more better tournaments to get that exposure.
Well, Raymond, I've got great news. You're playing on one on Saturday.
80 average, or low 80 average, and that's once in a blue moon. Apart from that, you can kick on the 70 plus. The final question really is, what do you want?
This is the big thing here.
For Australian darts, where do you want darts in Australia to be in, say, 5 years' time? I would love to see a development system. We've got so many talented players who, as I said, when they walk away from the game, they're lost. We don't capture that knowledge. It's gone. I'd love to see Australian darts have a proper development system. If we get that, then you'll see Australian darts go through the roof.
That last point there, especially the youth. I'm saying Tristan Bogner, Kai Smith.
Tristan Bogner was amazing at
Mason
the World Cup.
Whitlock,
he was unlucky not to get past a lot of guys at the World Cup in Korea on the weekend. We kept losing at quarterfinals, and Bogner was one of them.
Yeah.
But he's really from what we've seen on the ADA on some of the streaming boards and from the World Cup, he's won there as well. Yeah, and the ADA are trying to get into that. They've had the specific youth rankings as well.
They did.
And they're trying to build that side of it as well.
Well, my question, if you go back slightly in the great debate, will this ANZ Premier League?
Yeah, that's the big one.
Will it be the catalyst for more events and for more growth and for more exposure in Australia?
Well, it's going to have to be. So it was interesting. I hadn't even really thought about it when it came to. We did have 2 or even 3, I think, at one point. It may have only been 2, but it felt like a lot because we had World Series events in Melbourne at John Cain when it was Melbourne Arena at the time, or Hisense.
Yeah.
It started out in Sydney, which is now obviously that tournament's really moved off to Wollongong. Brisbane, where Damon Hunter won his first event. Perth, where I was out there as well. So we had quite the region there in Australia, because when the World Series started, they started out in the Middle East and in where the money is, and in Australia. It was really it was ahead of places like Asia and North America.
It was.
And now we've sort of gone backwards. If they've really excelled the CDC in the Asian tour, so
we still have gone backwards. That's a good point.
So maybe the lack of the World Series events hasn't helped. So now getting something like this in here. It might bring us back up to level.
I hope so.
Now we're going to have more on-stage experience. Our guys will.
Well, we had the Melbourne Darts Masters in 2019 or something, wherever it was.
17, 18, 19.
Yeah,
they were there. Phil Taylor won in 2017. That was his last title
there
in professional darts. Was in Melbourne at John Cain Arena.
8 years ago. How fitting.
8 years ago. So where we will be on. So it's gonna.
Nice.
It's clear the PDC want that to be by making it like the Premier League.
Yes. Yep.
And I hope it is. And I'm again really interested more than anything else. Other than the quality, we know the quality will go. It'll be very watchable darts. It won't be, Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys averaging 110 against each other. But it's going to be watchable averages in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
It's going to. I'm just interested to see what the atmosphere will be like. I think Ross Bray helps that as well with his classic 180 call.
Absolutely.
So very interested to see it. So excited for Saturday night.
Static.
So let's go through the WDF World Cup.
Yeah, so much going on there. You had a couple
of
future
stars.
Starting with
the future stars. So Peyton Hammond of Canada on the left, and I'm going to even struggle to pronounce the Turk on the right. I might not even bother. Were the singles champions. Aidan O'Hara and Jack Courtney won for Ireland, the boys pairs. Girls pair from Chinese Taipei, which is Taiwan to the rest of us, won the girls pairs, and there was a Dutch mixed winning in the youth as well. Just a great weekend. WDF really pumping up. Tristan Bogner, huge shout out as well, making quarterfinal. A lot of Aussies.
Good.
Again, a lot of Aussies losing the quarterfinals. Are getting ridiculous at one point. But the main man we want to talk about, well, first of all, very well done to everyone who put on the event.
There's all the team.
Next, I did see where 2027 is being hosted. I think it's Egypt.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Egypt.
We were hoping for Australia or
2028 Melbourne?
2029 it would be, because it's
every
2 years.
Sorry, every 2 years, correct. Apologies.
Yeah, right. But WDF World Cup has concluded, and the star was really our man Raymond Smith. And this is why we're saying he's going to win the ANZ Premier League, because he made the final, had a brilliant run to the weekend. I was watching his final while I was watching my team lose a grand final. Franco Giuliani of Austria got the better of Raymond Smith in a bit of an upset, but still a very good weekend for Raymond, getting the silver medal, the runners-up prize in the men's/open singles. That was his weekend, and beating quality guys such as Boris Kritschmer and Andreas Beard is getting a bit too long. Dirty Harrison, and average there in the 80s, in the 90s, basically up at 100, which is what you need to do to beat someone like Boris Kritschmer. Great performance, and still out averaging Giuliani there, but just not as sharp on the not as sharp on the doubles.
Obviously, that Pete game was the top 16 clash against Boris, who we know is a former tour card holder, so he wasn't an easy beat, that's for sure.
Nope, he was a tour card holder recently last
average.
year.
Incredible.
So getting through and doing so well, doing the country proud. Well done, Raymondo.
So proud. Really was.
The guru making the
very proud.
Making the final. You did an article for him.
I did.
You not?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
So that's on
there at Extra Time Media.
Yes.
Excuse me. Don't throw that in the URL. It's extratimemedia.com. So well done to the guru. Well done to all the Australians who did so well.
Pumping them up.
The women's team went all the way to the final before losing out to the Irish team as well.
So our men went third place, which is good. That was very impressive.
That was the open team, an event that was won by the Welsh pair. There's the women's open team. Women's team, they went all the way to the final, again losing to Ireland with a team including Katie Sheldon and Robin Burns. So that's a strong team.
That is strong. Very strong women.
So overall
stats,
third place in the men's, only behind Japan and Wales. 6th in the women's, behind Ireland, Japan, England, Scotland and the Philippines. And 8th in the youth, Netherlands, Turkey, Finland, Canada, Ireland, Taiwan, Chinese Taipei and Mongolia.
Pretty impressive. Pretty good.
Strong weekend overall. Do feel like there were a couple of moments there where, if you could have won, maybe you could have gone on to win the event, Raymond Smith. So we didn't have any anyone. No one won a gold medal. No one won an event outright, but still very strong.
Very, very strong.
Performances from the Australians. Again, a lot of quarterfinal exits, a lot of deep runs that were being made, which is a tough thing to do in a tournament which has so much going on. Well done for the WTF. I would have wished maybe a few sort of better matchups were being made available on the streaming board, more recognisable names from the ones you did have, because you had a few with Smith and Kritchmar and Harrison, and there were some recognisable names in there right across the field, so would like to see a bit more of that on the streaming board.
Also, probably would like to see a couple more streams as well, maybe.
Well, that would have been ideal, but there's restrictions
lots of technical stuff,
with the space and what you can do. But even one streaming board is better than none.
Exactly.
So,
very true.
Yeah, well done to everybody. That was fantastic week
event.
Of the WF World Cup in Seoul. We'll see you somewhere in the desert in 2027 by the pyramids. Okay, we're now, we were in the latest news. We just sort of shifted into that area. We're starting with the first Kenyan to qualify for Ali Pali. It's not our man Peter Wachuri. He got knocked out in his first match, but it's him.
David
Munya, something like that.
Munya, I think.
Munya.
Yeah, first Kenyan to qualify for Ali Pali. This is an incredible story. He played up against Cameron Carlson. And let's show the moment where he won on double 16. Bang. Commentary. Crowd reaction as well. Look at the scenes there. Incredible scenes. Getting a lift up as well. Oh, so good. So good. Condolences to Cameron as well. He's very, very good.
Who's a fantastic player.
Been racing on the motors as well.
Yep. Well, he's been very strong. But David Munya, the next name of many in the Ali Pali. So this is how things currently look. Order of Merit and Pro Tour. These ones are, we don't stress so much on this one because these aren't exactly locked. But interesting to see. Littler is currently set to be the number 1 seed going into that tournament ahead of Humphrey, so he's projected to be world number 1. Damo there at about 12. Stephen's still holding on to 4th, though that could be tenuous if he doesn't make at least a few deep runs, or at least gets to a couple quarterfinals in major season. Van Duivenbode and Van Barneveld either side. Van Duivenbode and Van Barneveld are the seeding positions. There's Kordecker there he's only 37th on the Pro Tour. There you go. But on the internet qualifiers, guys, we do have locked in Gates, Greaves, Harrison, Ashton, Toiler, Haraju, Zong, Zavada, Kamito, Pusey, Sakai, Alagin, Lem, Azamoto, Long, Nabreda, Bunts, Cameron, Tata, and Munya. Man, another one, well, at least only my man, Rashid Sweeting. It was so good. It's a story at last year's World Championship. It's still in position. People like Charlie Manby, Fallon Sherrick, Noah, Lynn Van Leuven. Gemma Hayes is having a great year. Would love to see her at the Ali Pali. Ted Everts, who lost to Fallon Sherrick famously, are among those who are currently not locked in, but are currently in the position to get to Ali Pali. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, that was on the international qualify side of things. We have a few Players' Championship events happening during this week in the lead up to Leicester. They're after the cut-off, though, for the Grand Prix. Ryan Searle, heavy metal, winning an event, Players' Championship 28. Do you have...
I do have the results.
Of course you have this.
I just chucked it in. You're welcome. So these were his results.
I haven't really looked at any of this. Mario van der Bahada made a final. That's something. That sounds like Players' Championship 28.
Probably the most notable ones: Richie Edhouse, Aspinall, Kevin Dotes as well, and the rest are sort of good to see. Mario. Good to see Mario. I can't say his last name, but
Van der Bahada.
There you go. Good to see him make a final as well. But overall,
he beat
very
Stephen
solid.
Bunting last year at the Players' Championship finals. Did Van der Bahada?
There you go.
And Stephen was like a 1 or 2 seat.
Good averages: 98, 95, 97, 99, 102, 195.43 in the final. So very, very strong across that whole day for sure.
Yeah, well done, Ryan Searle.
And we got 2 more over the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure.
Next 2 over the couple of days. There's Ryan Searle defeating Mario. Can you say, Josh?
No, I can't say.
He's not even going to try. Van der Bahada. Modus time, you can talk about this.
Yes.
You like talking about this?
Week 4, you had David Pallett, who was the winner over Johan van der Velde. was his name, who featured in Champions Week last series. 4-3 victory, 3 180s. He was fantastic. And then obviously we've got the weekly lineup for week 5. Charlie Manby, Jensen Walker, Scott Taylor, Bradley O'Connor, Renee Adams, Janice Pinker, the Bronze Adonis.
Beaton.
He
We're
is back.
staying alive.
He is Mike Warburton, Conan Whitehead, Johnny Haynes, Carl Wilson, and Oliver King. That's your lineup. Group A results so far. Charlie Manby is in the league over 2 days, 9-1 record. Scott Taylor, Jensen Walker are behind. Jensen Walker's back, the Series 10 champion.
Yep.
So good to see him back.
Renee
And
Adams also in there, who Adams, who nearly beat Van Gogh like 10 years ago at the last championship in a huge upset. We played double start.
We did.
And so the averages aren't as good, though. 42.94 for you, and double start is exceptional stuff.
That's okay.
This wasn't too bad.
Wasn't horrible.
This wasn't too bad. Outdoor, we were getting in most of the time, if not first visit, second or third. I was mostly second or third, definitely. But yeah, we weren't too bad with
actually.
on double starts.
It was good fun.
It was good fun. We played only the best of 3 legs. Josh won both. This was sort of a special thing. This probably should be counted in the lore of our dark counter fixtures.
No,
it's a sort of special side thing. What did happen was you played in a very competitive match.
Very much so.
Just narrowly going down.
Yes.
6-4, not able to even square it up and draw it in that last leg. Joshy boy,
Well,
4 of 30 on the doubles is not good. The other boy, the other bloke hasn't even put in his
No,
his
that was so
checkout,
weird.
right?
But kudos to him, he did hit a 180, and I made sure I took a screenshot. So well done to him. So that, in terms of me, you're the highest. My checkouts weren't great.
Oh, second high. Oh no, you're actually not. I thought I assumed you were the highest ranked player who hadn't won a match. You're not. You're the second highest.
So here's the ladder. I'm currently 5.
5.
Oh, 1, 2. Yeah, 5. Sorry.
That's how numbers work.
Josh. So 5th. Yeah, I mean,
basically averaging right on
2 weeks
50
in.
with
So
11.
this is my personal stats for
1100 pluses.
6 140s.
Can I have a little bit of a whinge here? And this is
Of
at
course.
darts at large. Would you agree that 100 is basically in effect the same as a 99 with just going down to the 19s, and a 137 is basically the same as 140? Why don't we put that in the stats? This should be like 91 plus, 131 plus, 171 plus, 180. That's how it should work. But always it's like 100 plus and 140, and you wonder why they're out of whack. It's because 2 treble visits with treble 19s here are being counted the same way in the same stats as you put 1 treble visits, but you stay straight on the 20s.
Yeah.
So that needs to be changed. It should be 91 plus,
True.
131 plus, 171 plus, 180. That's how that should work.
There you go.
It's just it's just a thing I'm picking up at the moment, and it's annoying me.
A little food for thought potentially, but there you go. Well, that's 49 through an average. That's basically what I average anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not saying because Dark Counter does similar things here with this breakdown here, but
it does.
It means that 2 treble visits are not being placed together like they should be because where you're cutting it off.
You're
so
right.
that's something I've seen and people I've complained about. Dan Pickering, who
is my opponent this week. Where's he sitting at?
He's second last with a draw and a loss.
Okay.
So everyone except Scott Hay, who you beat in the first week.
I did beat him in the first week.
Hasn't had a win yet.
There you go.
At least he picked up. That looks like a 6-4 loss because you beat him 6-0, didn't you? So
Yes.
that's a 6-4 loss to him. So at least everyone's won legs. You're playing again, Dan Pickering in the third week.
3,
How many weeks of there are this?
I think it's like 12 or 10. So yeah, it's long, but I love it. It's good.
All right, brilliant. Holding up over the best of 10. That arm is still holding up.
It's good. I actually enjoy it. I don't mind it. But the thing is, if it's like 5-4, you can still get that.
You can still get that
point and
point.
draw to sort of salvage a point. Yeah,
Exactly.
But good fun.
Week ahead. World Grand Prix starts Saturday.
How good?
Saturday.
Tuesday.
World Cup starts Tuesday morning. Saturday evening is the ANZ Premier
But
League
this is the main
in
event.
Melbourne, October the 4th. We are so close now. Simon Whitlock and Ross Bray, probably the headline acts.
Yep.
Raymond Smith, the recently crowned WDF Open Singles finalist.
Yes. Runner-up.
3 guys there Smith has probably got to decline it. Joe Comito and Johnny Tata already at Ali Pally, so this is really more of a warm-up for them, but they'd love to get a few wins. Be interested to see after the debates that we usually have around Premier League format and the argument being it's better in the venue. We'll be seeing it in the venue because it will be 4 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals and a final.
Yes.
I presume over the best of 11. We're still no bracket.
don't know.
So at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, we haven't got a bracket for the night. So hopefully that changes in the next day or two. If it does,
The next
no
hour.
doubt it goes up in the no doubt it goes up on our socials, and I may even throw it into an article that will come up
very shortly. Yes, he's got an article
in the sort of hour or two after this actually goes live
at 5 p.m.
On previewing the Premier League, the guys that can win it. And also what this means for Australian darts. We talked about that. Last time in the darts, we placed in the darts archive Michael Van Gogh and James Wade in the 2014 World Grand Prix Final. This was a close match, but the big moment was 3-3 in sets, 2-2 in legs. Van Gogh wins that leg, and then he cruises from there to win 5-3 in sets. And you're going the following year to Robert Thornton and Michael Van Gogh in 2015 in a race to 5.
World Grand Prix Final, first to 5. So this was an absolute classic between the two. I wanted to actually put Whitlock up, but there's no like long games you can actually find. It's very hard to get a classic game in its entirety. So, but
watch me do that next week, Josh.
Okay,
the game you mentioned. So,
all right, there you go. So this is a cracker between the Thornton and MVG. Go head to head. MVG, I believe, was number 1 at this point, so he's in prime form. Thornton had an unexpected run, so he was probably one of like the outsiders to come through, and he was very, very good coming there. Game goes to the last set, so goes to the distance. Will the Thorn clinch the win, or MVG be too strong? We'll find out next week.
All right, that's it, Josh. Usually this is the one where I'll see you next week, but I'm seeing you Saturday night.
I'm seeing you Saturday, mate.
Let's get going. Hopefully don't fall down with anything. Don't get sick or come down with COVID or whatever's floating around at the moment.
Touch wood.
Stay nice and healthy, and hopefully we'll see each other on Saturday night. We'll do a few things for socials, so don't forget to bring stuff. Thank you for sending through the ticket as well. So we have that ready to go. Don't take any metal water bottles or anything like that. Reference to previous Extra Time podcast.
Whatever that was,
yeah. Forks and water bottles. None of that. None of that. Forks and water bottles. We're going to be all plastic. I might even eat before I get there, or maybe, who knows? I'll work it out.
Good idea.
Looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
And looking forward to next week. Grand Prix will have started. First couple of days will have done. So hopefully, at least no one we said should run deep into the tournament will have already lost. We will have Modus, of course. We will recap the Melbourne night. That'll be a big focus. That might very well be the guy on the thumbnail, given the Grand Prix is ongoing. And anything else that's happening on Planet Darts, we will talk about it.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to Saturday night, Josh.
Pleasure to be here.
This has been the 9 Dart Podcast.